Global.
It's your boy Moneymakingwise checking in with Dallas Global, coming straight out of Miami, Florida, 305.
Yes, sir. Now, shit, I've never been to Miami, bro, but I always wanted to go. Now, what's like one thing I would have to do as soon as I get to Miami?
Just gotta hit the beaches and look at the bitches.
Nah, for sure.
Grab you some fire too.
Yeah. Where I hear Miami don't have good weed, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah, Miami got some good weed, but you know, I feel like a lot of this shit is good, but it's still coming from out of town.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it got the exotics and shit, but we got fire, but like, you gotta have the medical situation, but a lot of the exotics and shit, they still coming from out of town in the mail and all that type of shit.
Nah,
You definitely got the fire trees though.
For sure. Now, shit, growing up in Miami, bro, what was that like? What's the experience like growing up in Miami?
I actually moved to Miami when I was 14.
Okay.
And it's like, I seen a lot of shit as far as like, you see a lot of, you know, the shit that you would think about Miami, like people drug dealing, people doing this, you know, like a lot of the women, the fast cars, all that type of shit, but a lot of shit too you only see in certain parts of the city. Like, people see Miami on TV and they see the beach and this, and they think that's for the whole Miami, but it's just like other parts of town, there's a whole another stretch of land with 20 different parts of the city altogether, you know?
Yeah, nah, facts. Now, so do the movies really paint the picture of Miami?
Nah, I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. It's like what people see on TV, you only get in like, you get the same type of downtown Miami and then the beach. It's the same couple areas you're always seeing, but you don't really, like, people don't know when you go 5 minutes this way, 5 minutes that way, the whole vibe completely changes altogether.
Yeah, for sure. Now, a little bit off camera, you were saying you were originally from New York.
Right.
What made you, how did you get to Miami?
How'd I get to Miami? Well, basically, you know, my mother was originally from Miami.
Okay.
So she kind of like, you know, she had migrated there too from Cuba, so she wanted to, when she was young with her family, but she wanted to kind of move back, and I was like, try to see if we, you know, change shit up, because shit was a little rough back then in New York, especially after 9/11 and shit. And two, I was getting in a lot of trouble, so my mom wanted to see if she could try to move me to try to, you know, give me a better life. But Miami was just as crazy, if not crazier, like the shit that we was getting into, you know, but I was also getting older and shit.
Nah, for sure. Now, shit, bro, what is that? Like, I know there's a lot of people, like, migrate from New York to Miami and back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think it's like that?
I think it's, to be honest, it's the Spanish influence, because a lot of people from New York or whatever, they come from Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and they go back and forth, and a lot of their family is in, you know what I'm saying, Miami, and then they get spread out too, and then people see it on TV and they want the complete opposite, because New York is the hustle and bustle, and Miami got that too, but it's more like a vacation spot. Like, you're really in paradise. Like, Miami's like the closest to being in America, but not being in America, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more folks that just speak Spanish, and you know, but it is what it is. It's still amazing.
For sure. Now, I didn't know you was Cuban, bro. Like,
right, half Cuban.
For sure. So, what's your other half?
Italian.
Italian.
Yeah, that's what my father is.
For sure. Now, growing up, what was that like? Like, was it difficult? Like, was you like, you know what I'm saying? Did you have to kind of like pick a side?
Nah, not at all, really, because when I originally grew up in New York, you feel me, it was really diverse. There was a little bit of everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, there was Chinese, black, white, Spanish, everything, Hindu, you know, Pakistan, all that shit. So it was kind of like, you never really get that whole shit of like having to pick sides and shit, but I definitely, growing up, where I was at originally was more towards like my Italian side, because it's more like, they have no, like, the restaurants, the culture and shit like that, but just really with the food and stuff. But and then when I came to Miami, like, you know, people don't even believe I'm Cuban or whatever. They don't even see it, because, you know, like, I'm white. You know what I'm saying? They don't see it at all whatsoever. Like, my mom and me look different. Right. I look just like my father. But Miami was more of the culture shock than New York. Like, that's why I more stood out, because it was like, I'm really the minority in Miami and shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not really that many white folks and shit. You feel me?
Nah, for sure. Now, shit, how you get into the music, bro?
With the music and shit, I was really like, you know, just always a fan. Like, music to me was like always my driving force for anything I wanted to do. Like, as far as motivation, listening, I used to read the magazines. I was just a fan though, but you know, from one day to the next, I really sat down. I went to a club, seen somebody I knew DJ, and I was like, damn, you know, I really want to get into music, and I didn't know how or what way I really was gonna do it. Then I tried the DJing shit, and I'm like, this not for me.
Yeah.
Then I got my shit together. I wanted to go to school to start engineering, see if that would work for me. And I started fucking with that and beats, and it really wasn't for me neither. So I was like, but I always was into writing. So I'm like, let me see, because I didn't really want to be one of those, I didn't want to be an individual that was in front of the camera. I wanted to be more behind the scenes. Because, you know, like I feel like a lot of the behind the scenes people, they're still on some shit, but they're more calm and solid and shit like that. Like the entertainers, I always looked at like, you got to put on a show. So I didn't really want to be in that, but once I realized like I feel like I got a story to tell, and when I would write shit, it would like, I would get teachers telling me like, oh, you should put more work into this. So I just used that into the music, and I fell in love with it. Like I tried the other things and it didn't stick with me, but once I started trying to do music, I knew that, you know what I'm saying, it gave me a purpose to live.
Nah, for sure.
A purpose to move.
Do you feel like you had like you struggle more because of like, you know what I'm saying, your skin color and how you look with music? Like people like don't really take you serious with your music just because of your skin color?
I mean, yeah, most definitely yes. And I think once, you know what I'm saying, it's like, it's kind of like, and I understand once they see me, they don't know what I'm about, or they don't know the music, and it's definitely sometimes becomes a handicap because somebody will say some shit, or they won't even give you the time of day. But I just look at it too as also it's a negative in a sense too, with the way it's hurt me and like pushing my career, but it's also positive too because I'm using it to the fact where like if I do some real hard shit, I'm also gonna stand out.
Facts.
Because they're gonna be like, oh, that white boy can actually spit.
Yeah.
Let me actually give them the benefit of the doubt, because you're more likely now to tap in to see if it's garbage. And if I actually surprise you and give you some shit, then you're like, okay, you know what's wrong.
Yeah, facts.
Because it's like it's crazy because like you put it in perspective, like you have to really see what other people think about you. I didn't realize that till I got older. Like I'm not seeing what everybody's gonna think about you versus what you think about yourself. Because when I look in the mirror, I know who I am, but I don't know what the next person think. Then I had to start understanding that. You know what I'm saying? When people say certain shit negative, I've been on certain blogs and I've heard certain shit, and I don't let it rattle who I am. I just let it motivate me more.